Lauren Boebert's chances of beating GOP rivals 3 days before primary polls. Representative Lauren Boebert, a Colorado Republican, has a strong showing compared to her GOP rivals in a recent poll, but many Coloradans remain undecided going into Tuesday's primary election. Boebert currently serves Colorado's 3rd Congressional District, but has been campaigning to take over now-retired Representative Ken Buck's vacant seat in Colorado's 4th District. The Congresswoman previously said she changed districts for personal reasons, but the move came after she narrowly won in the 3rd District during the 2022 midterms, despite it generally being viewed as having a Republican lean. A Kaplan Strategies poll conducted on May 31 found that 40% of registered voters plan to vote for Boebert, while 40% are undecided. Boebert's challengers received a small percent of support. Peter Yu got 5%, Jerry Summenberg got 4%, Deborah Flora got 4%, Richard Holthoff got 4%, and Mike Lynch got 3%. The poll surveyed 343 registered likely voters in Colorado's 4th District, and it had a margin of error of plus or minus 4.3%. Boebert's polling results in late May were an improvement from a Kaplan Strategies poll conducted on February 24. The February poll found that Boebert had 32% of voter support, while 49% were uncertain whom they would vote for. The poll had a sample size of 558 registered likely voters in the 4th District, and a margin of error of plus or minus 4.2%. Former President Donald Trump, who is the presumptive GOP presidential nominee, reiterated his support for Boebert on Friday. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is a proven conservative and effective leader who delivers for Colorado and our America First agenda, he wrote on his social media site, Truth Social. Boebert is a trusted America First fighter and has my complete and total endorsement for Colorado's 4th Congressional District. As previously reported by Newsweek, in a straw poll conducted at a debate in Holyoke, Colorado, on March 3, a day after Trump first endorsed Boebert in her race, the Congresswoman placed 3rd behind Summenberg, a former state senator, and Logan County Commissioner, and veteran state lawmaker Ted Harvey. In the poll, Boebert received 30 of the 184 votes cast, while Summenberg got 55 votes, and Harvey got 38. However, 184 votes are too low to be representative of broader trends. If Boebert does win the Republican primary, she will still have to face off against the victor of the Democratic primary to win the U.S. House seat. One of the Democratic candidates, U.S. Marine veteran Ike McCorkle, led Boebert 41 to 27% in a Gravis marketing poll commissioned by McCorkle's campaign. Another 33% of voters were undecided. The poll was conducted from May 22 to 24, surveyed 423 likely voters in the 4th District, and had a margin of error of plus or minus 4.7%. A Gravis marketing poll conducted between March 14 and 15 had McCorkle in the lead among his Democratic rivals. McCorkle had 21% of the vote, while Karen Breslin, who failed to make the ballot, had 11%, John Pedora Jr. had 9%, and Tricia Calvarese had 2%. Meanwhile, 57% were undecided. The poll surveyed 439 registered, likely Democratic primary voters in the 4th District, and had a margin of error of plus or minus 4.7%. Republican Rep. Lauren Boebert's political future could be decided this week as Colorado voters in a new district head to the polls, as she runs on a new district where she is proving to be a hard sell to skeptical, according to the New York Times' Michelle Cottle, who has been on the campaign trail with the controversial lawmaker who jumped districts months ago when it looked like she would not make the cut with voters who had previously voted for her, but then grew tired of her act. According to Cottle, Boebert has been running herself ragged crisscrossing the new district, where turnout for her appearances has numbered in the dozens, and where she has toned down the fiery rhetoric that turned off her previous supporters. One of the surprises during my time with Ms. Boebert was how many awkward or uncertain moments she seemed to have at voter events, in debates, or simply standing unnoticed in a crowd. Cottle wrote before later adding, "In unguarded moments, she looks reserved and tentative. She has a tendency tendency to nervously smooth down her long hair and seems braced for someone to say something mean. She can easily get lost in a crowd.